Cross contour. All right, so we're going to do cross contour, and cross contour just means that we have a contour line, which is basically a shape or the outlining of a shape, and then cross contour means we're going to go across it. Okay, so let's do this little activity. You're going to trace your hand. Just like so. Fill in any gaps if you miss something. All right, and now what we're going to do is we're going to go across it just like how I said, okay? So let's go across, and we're just looking at the contour of the three-dimensional part of our hand, right? So we're just going to kind of map a couple lines. And let's see, maybe get more bumps here. And our hands curve like this because they're three-dimensional. You might add a little bit more or a little bit less depending on how you feel. Okay. And then we're just going to fill in these lines in between. Okay. It curvy. If you don't like some of the lines that you already made, then you could change them. Because we're using pencil. And as always, we want to make sure that we have light enough drawing lines where we could erase if we don't like it. Then after we're all done, if we like our final lines, then we could start inking it. And if not, just erase the lines that you don't like. Be careful because this is kind of monotonous, it's repetitive, and sometimes you just kind of, your body just takes over and you just go real fast without thinking. So you want to be present in your mind, present in the moment. Art is the original social, emotional activity, right? You can do it with people, you can do it with yourself. It's very therapeutic. Art therapy is a thing because art is therapy. Just art itself is therapy. All right. People who don't want to participate in art, a lot of times, they are experiencing some trauma. And the most important thing is just to do it, just to get involved. Don't think, just start, just do it. Start with the line, start with the dot, start however you can, but just start. Get into it. If some of these lines join up, it's not the end of the world, it's okay. There's no hard and fast rule about that. You could have some of these lines merge together as the shape changes from one side to another, like the back of the hand to a thumb. You may have some joining lines, or from the fingers into the hand. It's okay. Just add those lines in there. Now when you start inking this, the thicker the tip of your marker, the harder it's going to be to keep every single line. You may have to lose a line here or there. You could change directions of the curve too, like this. And if you don't like it, just go back and erase it. You know, just draw the wrist out. If you need to extend a line, you know, you have a pencil, it's okay. You could change it if you don't like it. That's pretty good. We got a big gap right here, so we're just going to fill that gap. We just want to make sure that we look at it again, you know, take a step back if you need to. You could even ask somebody, how does this look, you know? But don't believe them too much. Sometimes people have their own opinion, or sometimes they'll want to try to hurt you with theirs. So, you know, just be ready for that. All right. Now be careful now. See, I'm starting to kind of cut it. That's okay. If you make a mistake, just keep going with it, because when you're working with marker, if you stop the line and start it again, it's going to look weird. So you want to keep that line going. These could be erased at the end. No big deal. No big deal. All right, and then we're just going to go ahead and follow. Now again, this doesn't have to be perfect, just has to be close enough. We're following the idea of the line, not the exact line. If you could follow the exact line, that's fine, that's good, right? That's not how I do it, but if you want to follow the exact line, it's going to take a long, long, long time. I got my idea laid out, and now I'm just kind of following the blueprint. Later, I'm going to come back and erase all those pencil lines. Again, you make a mistake, just keep going. We're not going to, you know, ball up the paper and throw it away. We're going to keep going. Now you could do this with a whole lot of different colors. You could make these lines rainbow if you want. You can make it, you know, a color scheme, you know, complementary, you know, green and red or whatever, you know, if you want to make it kind of candy cane, peppermint, evergreen, you know, seasonal, blue and orange, you know, whatever. You can make it sports team. Let's say that this is a baseball glove or a football glove. You know, you can make it like that too. Or a costume glove, you know, let's say it's like you can make it princess theme, you know, add glitter to it, have fun with it. So there's a lot of things that you could do with this. Main thing, just do it. Just do it and have fun. If it's not perfect, it's okay, it's art. It's not supposed to be perfect. None of us are perfect. And so, because none of us are perfect, our art's not going to be perfect. I saw that AI is starting to do art, and it looks amazing. And it looks too perfect. I mean, it looks like the most talented person on earth did it, but, you know, it's not even fair. So see, I made a little bit of a change with my line direction here. And then always take a step back, take a look. All right, I'm sure that you're thinking probably what I'm thinking. There's a couple spaces that could be filled in, and there's a couple that are too tight. These are too tight, and then over here, these need to get filled in, right? So when we do that, we're gonna use the tip, the very tip of the marker, because we don't want to be too wide. So I'm just changing my angle a little bit so I can get the tip. Before my hand was kind of sideways like this. Now I'm changing it, getting the very tip of the marker to fill in these spots. Well, there's nothing I could do about these except for just to try to feather it out, blend it. So I'm just gonna add a couple more that are kind of in tight. try to gradually make that shift from tight to loose. Again, use the tip because we're trying to get in between these lines. All right, not terrible, but again, we have a big difference between thick and thin over here. So we're gonna fix that. Now, you could easily end up going across the whole design, adding more lines. And if that's what you want to do, go for it. And you don't have to go across the whole thing at this point. You know, if you want to just add a couple little lines in between like this, that's good. All right, so this is cross contour. It goes across the contour. Contour is French, it means to outline, right? Outlining the shape. So we're going cross contour. All right, have fun.